God. Jay-Z,
That's real.
first and foremost. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, you world? Back with another one. 239 Street Interviews.
Let me rewind. First,
Okay.
I want to give my thanks first, because you feel me? I love my mom, my dad, bro.
Okay.
You feel me? They paved the way for me. You know, the way my life is going and how it went, I wouldn't necessarily say that's what they planned it to be, but I'm still appreciative for my life. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, just to keep it simple, man, shit, I grew up Immokalee, Naples, Golden Gate Middle School, Golden Gate Elementary, Golden Gate High School. Then, you know what I'm saying, moved on to Tampa.
Okay.
And that's where I pursued basketball. But when I was here in the city, 239.
So let me slow you down. About what
Okay.
age, bouncing away from Immokalee to Naples, and then so that I'm thinking that was your earliest life. Naples on is a little later in life.
Right.
When did you move into Tampa? What age were you at that time?
When I moved to Tampa probably that was my freshman year in high school, 07. So I want to say probably 15, 16.
Okay.
Yeah, and to add on to that too, when I was in Naples, anybody know JJ in Naples, man, I used to skateboard. That was my shit, you know what I'm saying? I always loved basketball, football, but skateboard was number one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I took that to Tampa with me. And I feel like that's what kind of got me to start liking Tampa, because I'm seeing that it's a bigger skate scene, it's more black skaters, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, that's how I ended up in Tampa, you know?
So you gained a lot of popularity through the skate community, you would say?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
definitely say that. And
All
then,
right.
but to go with it transitioned to basketball more, because once I got to my sophomore year, I got up to 6'2". So I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go ahead and ball now. I ain't finna be this tall ass skater no more.
Now you
feel
got
me?
the height. Okay, let's do something with
Now-
it. All
now
right.
nigga dunking, you know what I'm saying? Two hands, one hand, whatever.
Okay.
And but really with basketball, I ain't feel like my heart was in it, because I was never the start player. You know, I come off the bench 6-man, 7-man, but it was never something I put my all into.
Okay.
Like I did skateboarding. You know what I mean? But it's like, damn, you on a team, you on a basketball team full year. You winning the districts every year, you going to states every year. So why would you not want to be a part of the greatness? You know what I mean? The family supported, my dad supported it, so I'm like, fuck it, fuck the white boy shit, the skateboard shit. No offense to anybody that skateboard, but that's just what they would say when I'm, with my people in my hood. And but yeah, I definitely say that. I definitely agree with that. With
So
the basketball
therefore you transitioned into basketball, for the liking of, those of who were around you, and so you could be more comfortable as well, and kind of grow up a little bit and take a transition of your life into a different state, a different mode. So you didn't really have something that you wanted to do since a kid. Did you have a passion since a kid that you kind of grew out of, or you just never had one, you was kind of trying to find your way?
Nah, I would say the passion that I always grew up with, you feel me? As a young kid, probably 4 or 5, my mom always taught me is that if you love something enough, that the money doesn't matter, eventually the money gonna come.
Okay.
If you putting your all into something, people are gonna notice. You ain't gotta worry about the money, because people gonna support the authenticity.
Yes.
Excuse my French, but they gonna appreciate the uniqueness of what you doing that nobody else can replicate. So the money gonna come. Make sure you do it with your heart. And I feel like with basketball, my heart was in it, but it wasn't like how skateboarding pulled it out. And then, to fast forward to college, I went to college in 2011, 2012. And
so that was straight out of high school from
Right.
Tampa, right?
right to Daytona, Bethune-Cookman University.
Okay.
And at that point, you feel me, I'm living the college life, But it's when I got to college, I think I kind of found my identity of who I wanted to portray to be. You know what I'm saying? This upright man, you know what I'm saying, dressing casual, and I feel like that's where JG, that Just Grind, I feel like that's where that name started to play. I
Yeah.
just didn't know what it meant to me. You know what I'm saying?
All right. And so what helped you? You know, of course, it's coming from your name, but what difference did those two initials? How did it make you feel coming to find yourself and saying, okay, this is what I'm gonna run with, Jay Greene? You know what I'm saying? This is me. This is the person that I'm gonna be. You know, what gave you that turning point and that realization at that point of college?
That's funny you asked that question. Cause like all my life, when I look at my initials, I always see J-O-G, which is, you know, job. You feel me? And it's like, what the hell I'm gonna make out of that? So like, when I came up with just JG, leave the O out, and then do just grind, I felt like that described me. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it back a while. When I was 9 years old, I lost my one and only baby sister. You know what I'm saying? To a hit and run car accident, and I feel like it affected me so much in a good way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like my mom always taught me, like, yeah, she's passed, but she's always with you.
Okay.
So for
can you explain more of how did that happen? You know, how did that occur? And you know, tell me more about how that made you feel.
Y'all gotta let me tap this up. I got to.
Okay.
This is I love this. We good. But say that again. I'm sorry.
How did you know, losing your sister? How did that happen? And you know, how did it make you feel inside? And you know, and how do you think that turned your mental? You know, if anything, how did it affect you the most?
It affected me the most because it's just like I'm living life at the age of 9, such a young age, and I already got to sacrifice something that I love, I care about. You know what I'm saying? Something that means the world to me, something that I'm responsible for taking care of. And it's like when she lost her life in that hit and run, like.
So it was a hit and run accident. Okay.
It's like a piece of me died with her.
And you were 9 at the time, you say?
I was 9.
Okay.
However, I feel like the hardest time with that happening was like my first week in school. You know, I was crying every day, this and that, but my dad always taught me, she ain't go nowhere. She's still with you. You feel me? Why not use that pain that you're going through to do the best you can in life? Because that's what's gonna make her happy. Not you just going through life, just don't know what you're doing, running into roadblocks, don't care.
So use that to drive you more.
And that's how I came up with Just Grind.
Okay.
Take your pain and you convert it into your passion. Because any pain that you go through, how do you heal yourself? It's on you. All right. How do you heal yourself from any pain? You work hard. You take a loss in life, you get your ass up and you grind with the faith of knowing that the work I'm putting in gonna build something. Maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, but it's gonna build something, you feel me? And that's how I came up with that concept, Just Grind.
So at this time, what year were you in college? Your freshman year, sophomore year?
2011, that's when I went in. I graduated high school 2011. After that summer, went to college.
Did you go on the academic or for basketball? You say you wasn't that good in basketball.
No, I wasn't. I ain't care for basketball. Like I always knew when I was in middle school that I never was gonna be a college player or NBA player. And the reason for that is because I just knew I wasn't gonna work hard enough to do it. I could have, if that's what I put my heart into, but I knew I wasn't gonna do that. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to school, college for academics. And my freshman year, I knew I was either going to be an actuary or an accountant. I chose accounting. I love numbers, you feel me?
Okay.
And
was that always something you loved? Were you good at math growing up?
Yeah, when I was in middle school, that's when I discovered. When I got all A's in trigonometry, geometry, algebra 2, calculus. I got a couple B's in calculus, let me not lie. Got a couple B's in calculus. But I knew I was going to be doing something with numbers, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But just to put a little tidbit, accounting itself is not like, it's not a black profession. Just like a lawyer, not saying that black people can't be an accountant, but they don't, that's just a sector that black people frowned upon, I'll say that.
Okay.
But anyways, Graduate 2016.
So hold on, let me say, so with you thinking that, right, that narrative about being an accountant, was that something that you gained, you know, through growing up, or that's something you learned in college that, you know, that was the stereotype about accounting?
Nah, in middle school, I knew I was like really good at math. You feel me? But when I got to college, Bethune-Cookman is it's a HBCU, a historically black college or university. So they don't have a wide range of majors you can choose from. You know what I'm saying? Like a PW, like Ohio State. Okay. That's predominantly white school. So they got majors of any fucking thing. You know what I mean? So when it came down to that, it's either do I choose accounting as my major or do I choose business administration, you know? So I chose accounting. Accounting, that's more specific. I can work admin and I can work the books and the numbers and run the profit and the financial statements. That's me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So going into accounting, you taking up this major, and how was that for you? You know, on your mental and your support with your family and throughout school. How was that?
What you mean, like while I was in school?
While you were in school, yeah.
I mean, it was cool. You feel me? Like, Pops was always there. He called me damn near every week or every other week and make sure I'm straight, make sure I got food and money and shit like that. So it was easy going my freshman and sophomore year, but my junior year is where I kind of like had to learn how to be independent. Because it's like now, you know, my family going through things. They got to pay bills and do things of their own. So like, you know, that was the thing on my mind. So I had to figure out a way. You know, I've been, you know, dibbing and dabbling, you know, with friends and things like that, and always knowing how to make money since elementary school. So, you know, I had to come up with my own hustles and, you know, just get my own bread, learn how to survive on my own.
Okay, so do you think that affected your ability to learn, or maybe your focus in school at that point? And so when did you start to lose the, say, the financial support? Was it that you lost?
My senior year, and once I graduated.
So about your senior year.
Like at that point, I wasn't calling Pops to ask for money.
Okay.
You feel me? If I was calling Pops, it was just, how you doing? I love you. I'm here. I'm good.
Okay.
Because once I graduated, really my senior year, I started roommating with my boy Christian, my frat brother. I did pledge a frat when I was in school, A5A, you feel me, Alpha Fraternal.
Okay.
You know, Alpha Phi Alpha, I'm good.
Shout out.
But yeah, at the end of the day.
Shout out to the sorority and the fraternity.
You
know, across the United States and all the high school colleges and stuff like that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, long story short, you know what I'm saying? I started dating a chick while I was in my senior year, and my senior year is where I got my roommate. So we off campus just living it up.
Okay.
You know, and like I say, I developed my own hustle. So, you know, shit, my rent wasn't nothing but about $500 with everything with him and a half. And you know, a nigga was bringing them, you know, some bread, enough to take care of.
So were you working at the time, or were you just like hustling on the street, or like?
Nah. Wasn't nothing in the street.
Okay, so you were all legit at this time.
If I was on the street, I was probably delivering Pizza Hut, because I was working at Pizza Hut.
Okay.
Shout out to Cheese, you feel me? Ramon, my other frat brother. Yeah, that's my 15.
Okay.
He got me a job. He was a manager at Pizza Hut. So I was delivering pizzas, you know what I'm saying? Every night after class, that's where I'm going.
Okay. So, all right, and this is your senior year, and you're staying off of campus.
Right.
When did things become, or did you, well, let me ask this first.
Pause it real quick.